Antonia's Bake Shop. You can smell the freshly baked pastries from the school parking lot. There is no one there named Antonia. I don't think Antonia even exists. The bakery is owned by this old Hungarian man named István, who reminds me of a walrus, but is nice, and doesn't smell like dead fish. My friends and I go to Antonia's so much that István considers us his regulars. Plus, if we're there around closing time, he lets us take home as many leftover pastries as we can carry. István is the best. When I told him I was starting middle school soon, he made a face and just said, "Oof." He doesn't usually say much, but when he does, he always speaks the truth. Sometimes, I think he is the only truly honest adult. Like one time, I wanted a double fudge chocolate chip cookie, but István wrinkled his nose and shook his head a little. So I chose a buttered pretzel covered in homemade cinnamon sugar instead. It was amazing. Not all adults are that honest. On the way home from back-to-school shopping, Mom made a surprise stop at Antonia's and offered to buy me a pastry. But, turns out, the pastry was a trap. "Let's talk about school," Mom said. She buttered me up with baked goods and then ambushed me with school talk. Blah, blah, school, blah, blah, change, blah, 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 responsibility, blah, blah, new experiences, blah, blah, electives. Specifically, electives. In middle school, everyone has to choose an elective class. There are a zillion different classes to choose from, which sounds like a good thing, but is actually just another trap. Think about it. What if I don't know? What if it doesn't work out? What if it isn't what I expect? What if no one likes me? What if I end up stuck there? What if I choose wrong? What if I'm not good at any of it? What if the teacher hates me? What if it isn't what I want? This is definitely a trap. The worst part is that choosing your elective feels like a declaration, a way of saying to everyone, "This is my thing." That's fine for most people, but I don't have a thing. I didn't know I needed one until now. Maxine has known her thing for years. She wanted to be an actress since 3rd grade. When we put on James and the Giant Peach in Miss Miller's class. When the boy playing James in our class play got stage fright, Maxine swooped in to claim the lead. No surprise, she was a hit. I, on the other hand, was cast as Mrs. Ladybug, a role I conveniently won by being the only kid in class with a red shirt and a pair of antennae. I wasn't very good. "Abbie Wu, your line!" It was the end of my stage career, but for Maxine, it was the moment she found her thing. Choosing drama as her elective was a no-brainer. Even Logan has a thing. He has always been good at games, so good that he doesn't bother just playing to win anymore. That's not interesting enough. Instead, he started figuring out the games themselves, picking them apart and understanding how it all comes together. Card games, board games, strategy games, you name it. Lately, it's been computer games. When he tries to explain them, he uses words that sound like they belong in some distant high-tech future world. If I didn't know Logan was a genius, I might think he was a cyborg. The second he heard there was a coding elective class that taught you how to program your own computer game, he was sold. I won't be surprised if, by the end of the year, Logan has gained control of the whole internet and all of cyberspace. School was starting in a few days, and I was the only one without an elective. Logan and Maxine came over to help me choose, but none of them seemed like a good idea. Art, lacking artistic talent. Computers, technologically confused. Drama, prone to stage fright. Cooking, not to be trusted with sharp objects or fire. Music, rhythmless and tone-deaf. Sports, out of shape and uncoordinated. Dance, clumsy and off-balanced. Writing, a shameless procrastinator. It was hopeless. Maybe I just didn't have a thing.